All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are live in prime time on the brightest lights, the biggest stage, the only platform where all music and all wrestling matters, Sportswire Radio. And you might want to say it's going to be a busy days here on Sportswire Radio because we're kicking things off here with this man. And boy, he's going to have his day here in prime time. And he's going to talk about why maybe his opponents may want to think about somewhere else to be next Sunday because it's going to be his days where, well, let's just say he's going to get a briefcase to get a shot at any championship in SSW he wants. He'll talk about that. He'll also talk about the guy that was on here last in SSW that said he had that championship and this guy was the reason that CJ Flores, he could have had dead to rights. We'll get into that. We'll also talk about the aforementioned CJ Flores. We'll also talk about a guy coming on here Tuesday who, let's just say, is wanted to come back on here and now is going to be bringing some friends of his in the 716, and maybe I'll bring up some other guys. And what is his thoughts on the state of SSW? Plus, bring up a guy that was his tag team partner once upon a time, was the guy, the top guy in the WWE. Plus, we're going to give this guy something here. After all, on his day, it's his days. So, ladies and gentlemen, I know that this man has done a lot in our sport. 15 years, it's coming up in June, but I must give him that introduction to kick off a busy days here on Sportswire Radio, the number one global radio station where all music and all wrestling matters. So with that, without further ado, here on the Sports Report, number one cable sports show. A man that has been trained by the likes of our old friend Lodi and Michael Tarver. His name is simply put Dayze. My friend, how are we doing?
Doing well, thank you, brother.
Oh, it's great. Obviously, great to be with you here. We've got obviously a lot to talk about in a short amount of time. Next Sunday, you're going to be two-stepping your way into SSW's Extreme Invasion. We have a big match, a fatal four-way to get into. I'm going to put that poster up for it. And Ryan Dayze, for those that are listening and watching here, in prime time on the brightest lights, the biggest stage, the platform that you and SSW have helped build, Sportswire Radio. Talk to me about why your opponents next Sunday are going to meet their end of days.
Well, that's the thing. There's three opponents. There's Jal Gold, Mar, and Javi Richards. Honestly, I don't know anything about all three of those guys. So it's not like I can do my homework on them. You know what I mean? So it's going to be one of those moments where once they come into the ring with me, they'll experience firsthand why I've been the top guy here in South Texas.
You know, that's an interesting point that you made. You have done a lot in this sport. 15 years is coming up in a little less than 4 months from now. But how do you go into something where you don't know much about your opponents and how you want to prepare for next Sunday?
It's one of those, they can prepare for me all they want. They can watch their homework. They can look at the footage. By the end of the day, footage only does certain justice. So watching videos and actually getting punched right in the mouth are two completely different things.
Okay, I mean, that's certainly an interesting point. And I got to ask you, obviously, the stipulation here is that this is a contract match for the SSW briefcase. I have the poster up for it. We'll put SSW links up here as well. People can follow SSW and yourself. And this is an opportunity for any championship here in SSW. And I have to ask you, and what would it mean to you to win the SSW briefcase?
It'll mean everything to me because I know I'm the top guy in SSW. I know I'm the guy that can carry this company. Like, yeah, there's a couple good guys here and there, but nobody matches my caliber.
You know, it's funny that you said that because we had on again not too long ago the man that said he had the current champion dead to rights, CJ Flores, in the big horse, and he kind of takes the same position that you had in terms of the top guys, and he didn't think that much of CJ Flores and his holding that SSW championship. I guess then on this particular point that you just made, you and the big horse, I guess would see eye to eye on that. You think, and he thinks that CJ Flores is a guy that's maybe not as top of a guy as what you've done throughout your career and might be on borrowed time.
CJ is the only reason he's carrying that title is because I allowed it to happen. Like, I get Big Hoss had him set the rights and all that good, fun shit. But Big Hoss, he wasn't even deserving to be in that position he was. So I had to put myself into that situation to ensure that didn't happen.
I see. So really, with the okay, go ahead. I'm listening.
His face hit the mat.
I mean, that's a good point. That's a good point.
My move on Big Hoss is what put Big Hoss down. That's how CJ pinned him. CJ didn't do shit. I did all the work.
Yeah, no, I mean that's an interesting point, and I think one of the things that I was talking to the big horse with when he was here a little under 2 weeks ago was he was focused more on other people, but yet not his task at hand. Do you think that maybe the big horse is distracted and maybe distracted about your name in his mouth, and maybe that could cost him ultimately in what he wants is what you want in that SSW championship?
See, I don't worry about other people. That's the thing that's the difference between me and Big Hoss. Big Hoss, he has to keep my name in his mouth for him to be relevant. Me, on the other hand, I don't have to do that.
No, you don't have to. I mean, listen, you don't have to do any of the talking. You obviously, and what you've done in this sport, I mean, you're the veteran. You're the guy that's been here for nearly 15 years. You're the guy that has traveled. And like you said, you have absolutely been a dominant force in Texas and in Louisiana. I mean, you have wrestled in dozens of promotions. You have held championships in dozens of promotions. So for you, in these settings, this is just, you've been here before. You've been there, done that, where guys like the big boss, they haven't.
This is playing catch up at this point.
And that's why you feel the way you feel, and that's why you're comfortable in the position that you're in, and you're only focused on what you need to do because you've done this. You've done this, and that'll allow you to get the job done and win the briefcase coming up here next Sunday.
Yes.
I think that's obviously
my name on it. It's just a matter of time.
And obviously CJ Flores, then it's only a matter of time before you remind him who's the top guy.
See, it's not a if I win the briefcase on Sunday, it's when I do. CJ owes me one. Because like I said, he's in the position he's in right now. It's because I allowed it to happen.
Right. I mean, we're going to find out. You know, I wanted to ask you one question coming back to your match and obviously your opponents. And you have had a long career. You've wrestled a lot of guys. You've been in a lot of different places. Are you concerned at all that maybe your opponents, while you may not know much about them, they'll know plenty about you by the time we get to next Sunday? What's your thoughts on that?
Let them know exactly what they want. Like I said, watching videos and getting hit in the mouth are two completely different things. They can see I'm hitting, but the question is, can they take it?
I guess we're going to find out. And the only way we're going to find out, by the way, if you're out there, is by supporting SSW. We'll say hello to some people out there in the chat in a minute. And we are here for a little while with Ryan Dayze, who's going to be in action here coming up next Sunday at SSW's Extreme Invasion, where we're seeing people from pretty much all over. I mean, all over are going to be here on this card. We got people from my state, New York. We have people from, well, let's just say Texas and all across Arkansas. I mean, we've got that guy, Joey Knight Jr. We've got HCW talent. We've got SSW. You name talent, they're here. And that's why you need to go out and follow SSW and check them out on Facebook as well. We're very honored to have on Ryan Dayze here. My name is the Reverend Thomas. I wanted to ask you about the show itself and all these talents that are from across the board. I mean, what is your thoughts on that here and the Extreme Invasion coming up?
It don't matter where they come from. I put
Yeah.
down people from different states and different countries.
And there shouldn't be any reason why you don't do that again. And I mean, that's just what you do best. I mean, there's just
Right.
you
I don't give a shit who it is.
well, that's why you. Well, I'll tell you what I do want to do. I want to put the actual poster of the show itself up, and I will say that it starts at 5 o'clock Central Time is where the doors open. The show starts 6 o'clock Central Time, and this is one of the reasons why I really like the show is because kids are free and it's just $10 for adults. Go out to dinner, go out to a movie, go out to a sporting event. You're paying 5, 6, 7, even 10 times more. But this show where you're going to see the likes of Ryan Dayze and so many others that are on this poster, you're going to certainly get a chance to see them for just $10 and kids are free. So if you want to make it a family day, this is the place to go. So I did want to ask you, obviously, and what are your goals here coming up for this year in 2026?
Gaining more. Simple put.
And you know what? You have every right to figure that out, and we'll have to certainly see what happens on that. And I did want to ask you in terms of 15 years coming up in June, and what does that mean to you to have now been in this sport as of June for 15 years?
It means everything to me, to be honest. Like, I've given pretty much half of my entire life to this business. And I get that one day I will retire. But like I tell everybody, even when the day I do retire, I'm not really walking away. I'll still be around in every aspect.
Yeah, no, obviously. Listen,
So no.
That's great. Now, listen, I hope that you keep going. And I do want to put your YouTube link up here before we get to a few other things. I know you're a very busy man. And if you're out there on YouTube and you want to give a sub, that's Ryan's YouTube channel. I gave him 3 subs. And if you're out there and you watch this later, hit the sub button for Ryan, and you'll see some of his content, some of his stuff, music, and a lot of different things out there. So definitely check him out. And you can see more from him. I got to ask you before I get to a few other things, because I want to give you something. We talked about earlier the likes of Michael Tarver and Lodi. I mean, Lodi, I know a bit through Sick Boy. And, what did you learn from the likes of Michael Tarver and Lodi to where you are today?
Don't ever lessen yourself. That's the main one. That's the main one and the first thing they always taught me. You never lessen yourself.
That's a great point. Now, listen, that's great advice. That's obviously definitely great advice. And obviously, you and I were talking about this off the air, and you obviously have a connection with a man that has had an amazing career and was once upon a time the WWE World Heavyweight Champion. And that guy is the one and only Jinder Mahal. And I had to ask you, just what was it like being alongside Jinder Mahal?
It wasn't it was an honor. 2, it was an amazing experience. 3, I learned more than I could probably put 6 months of training into one fucking show. Like, just the knowledge and the teachings that he was able to show me. I was like, it's not big things, it's the little things that mean the most.
Yeah, listen, that's well said. Definitely well said. And if you're out there, hit the sub button for Ryan. And obviously, we have a lot of things coming up in the future. We're very excited. Now, I had to ask you because, I want to break it here for people. I did say it in my video, but Tuesday night in your chair is a guy that was once unwanted, but now he's more than wanted. He's definitely wanted here back on Sportswire Radio, and Mickey Vargas, and going back to the Big Hoss. They've had quite a history, as I'm sure you're aware, but they're tagging together. And Mickey Vargas is here on Sportswire Radio Tuesday night around 9 o'clock Eastern time. And anything you want to say on Mickey Vargas, or any wanted comments you may want to give about him?
I don't have anything against Mickey. Like Mickey, he hasn't gotten in my way. He hasn't crossed me wrong. But if he ever does, then that'll be a different story. Like I respect him because he's never tried to fucking me over. He's not tried to cross my path. He hasn't tried to get in my way.
Yeah, Mickey. I think Mickey right now is focused on, I guess, figuring out this whole team with him and the Big Hoss. I mean, you have plenty of history with him. You have plenty of history with him, and obviously, you know, I guess they'll have to figure it out. But the Big Hoss says there'll be no problem with them taking together. But their history, you've been in this sport a long time. I'm very curious. I'm going to ask Mickey what he thinks about that Tuesday night. But that's a really interesting dynamic there.
You can ask him. I'll tune in.
I will. I'll ask him. I want to ask you. But, you know, real quick, I want to go back to two other things before I give you something and then get a couple of quick thoughts out of you before we sign off. And that the first thing is that the likes of the Big Hoss, Mickey Vargas, they're pulling double duty here. We got the Rumble coming up, and they're tagging together. The likes of Joey Knight Jr. in the establishment. I've had Joey on many times, and that's another character there that I'm sure you probably know pretty well. But I mean, what do you think about this? These guys pulling double duty where all you have to do is take care of business, do what you need to do, and you've got a chance to win a championship even, well, let's just say next Sunday. I mean, what do you think about these guys pulling double duty and how it will impact them coming up in what they may want to do individually?
If my three opponents are in the Rumble, I don't want them making no excuses for whenever I do walk out with the briefcase. Hell, I might even walk out with the world title that same night. Who knows?
Listen, that's a great point because, you know, and again, the Big Hoss talked about the fact that CJ Flores really, I mean, he's got to be looking at this field and he's got to be looking at himself and he's vulnerable and he could be more vulnerable than ever before, especially as you've said, it's not a matter of if it's when you win that briefcase. And by the end of the night, by next Sunday, you could be at the end of the Dayze and new SSW World Heavyweight Champion.
That has a nice ring to it.
Your name sounds good. You got the good ring to it. End of the Dayze. I mean, it definitely sells some tickets. You've obviously been out there and your amazing career, done a lot of things. I mean, listen, it sells itself. And I don't even have to ask you about CJ Flores' triple threat match because, I mean, right now, it doesn't matter because you get that briefcase if you want. It's almost a matter, not even if, it's when you get that championship. Or it's not. I mean, I don't even have to ask you about when you'll cash in because you'll do it when you want. So I mean, I don't even have to ask you in any shape or form about that or anyone else out there. I mean, you know, that's why it makes it very difficult for guys like even a Mickey Vargas or the Big Hoss or the establishment. Or Matthew Day Luna, all these guys come here. Or the guys from New York. There are guys from New York that are coming here to win this Rumble, but it doesn't matter to you because you're just going to wrestle in one match against guys that you've eaten for lunch, breakfast, and dinner throughout your amazing 15-year career, and you're going to walk out here next Sunday night with the championship.
Point proven.
Well, you know what? And that I think that's why we're very excited about SSW coverage, and I do want to repeat here that this coming Tuesday, Mickey Vargas will be here, and Ox McCoy liked your advice, and he said he likes Mickey because they're in that hardcore deathmatch realm, and Ox and Mickey definitely know each other very well. If you'd like to follow SSW, that's their link. What's up on a Sunday? Talking to you. Yes.
I know Mickey does like a lot of hardcore shit. Me personally, I've never fought Mickey, but that kind of match will be very intriguing.
Yeah.
Dayze Vargas deathmatch.
Well, you might be the SSW champion by next Sunday night, and hell, he may even win the SSW Rumble. He may win that Rumble because he's going to have his friends from New York here, the 716, and I know they're going to be competing, some of them in individual action, but they would certainly want to make sure that they monopolize New York's chances of winning, actually winning something, actually winning a championship for a change. And that would certainly help. Yeah, I'm a New Yorker, I could say that. But I mean, could actually help Mickey there, and maybe he would be the benefit. I don't know. I mean, I'm going to ask him these questions undoubtedly on Tuesday's show. And, forget about the establishment and the arrogant Aaron Black. And then you've got obviously the real deal Eclipse, who's the HCW champion, and obviously Joey Knight Jr. But forget about that. It's going to be you. You're going to be on top. And also when Worlds Collide coming up, I understand you're going to be a part of that show on March 22nd.
Yes, sir.
What do you think about this concept before I get to a few final thoughts from you? I mean, that's a really intriguing thing. We talked a lot about that when Joey Knight Jr. and the Big Hoss was here, and just what's your opinions on it?
I'm one of those where I focus what's in front of me first. Like once I get past these 3 jackasses, then I'll go on to the next show.
All right, fair play. Listen, fair play, and obviously that's the poster. And if you do also want to,
or the Worlds Collide.
Yes, we're very excited about it. We're excited about the show, and I'm excited about your YouTube channel where you'll see some more content. Hit the sub button for Ryan. We appreciate him being here. And I do want to share my screen before we get to a few final words from you. And it's your day today. Get it, Dayze, and I wanted to make it your day. So, Dayze and Day, and I'll give you the physical copy when we're off the air. And it's Ryan Dayze Day on all Sportswire radio platform. I thought you would get a kick out of that. Well, hopefully you did. And, we'll give you this. You're also on TikTok, so check you out there. And my name is the Reverend Tom Bryce. I'll also be here tonight at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time with the high authority of the EWA, Hubie Jenkins. He will be here, so that'll be a show you want to tune into. But I know that you're a busy man, so I know you've pretty much said pretty much everything that you're going to say about your opponents, but I still nevertheless want to give you the opportunity, if you have any final words before next Sunday for your opponents, J.A. Gold, Javi Richards, and more, what would they be?
Buckle up and be ready.
Well, you know what? That's why you need to follow SSW. And I wanted to ask you, let's say whenever that time comes, you're the SSW champion. What would that mean to you?
Everything. Because, like I said, I know I can carry this company on my shoulders. Hell, I can do a hell of a lot better than Hoss or CJ, for that matter.
Well, I mean, listen, Hoss has got his work cut out for him. I mean, he's dealing with a lot there in the tag match, the Rumble. I mean, there's just, I don't know. Listen, I'll ask Mickey about that. I know you've already said, listen, you're focused on what you need to do. You don't focus on outside noise. You just take care of business, but you're the veteran. So at the end of the day, you've done so much in this sport. You definitely know it all, and that's why you've been successful. And I would certainly be betting on you in the Fatal 4-Way, and who knows with that briefcase what you do. Before I get to closing thoughts, is there anything else you want to plug, share, or say before we sign off?
I want to thank you, brother, for bringing me on.
Oh, listen, the pleasure is all ours. Obviously, we love what you do. We want to thank you for everything that you do for our great sport and everything that you've done in terms of just being here and giving us the opportunities. And I'm going to give you the floor for some closing thoughts. And anything else you want to plug, share, or say, take it away.
I'm good right now, brother.
Okay, cool. Awesome. Great stuff. That's Ryan Dayze. Check him out on his YouTube channel. He's on TikTok. He'll be in action next Sunday for SSW's Extreme Invasion. He'll be in action against Mar, Javi Richards, and J.A. Gold. And you'll certainly see him in Tuesday night. Mickey Vargas is here, 9 o'clock Eastern Time. My friend, thank you so much. Looking forward to seeing you here after the 22nd. And we'll see if you win that briefcase. And thank you for the opportunity again. All right. That's Ryan Dayze. My name is the Reverend Tom Bryce. We'll see you here, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time with the high authority of the EWA, Hubie Jenkins. I'll see you in a little while.